Miami Heat Nation, what is going on? So, in today's video, we are going to be reacting to this article where it says 5 reasons the Miami Heat should consider trading for Ja Morant. Now, before we do start today's video, if you guys enjoy Miami Heat content, we do upload every single day. Our goal this year is to upload for 365 days, and I couldn't do it without you guys. So I just want to say I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Continue to keep liking, sharing, subscribing, and let's get back in today's video. So, let's start off with the number one reason. It says it gives the Heat much needed star power. So it says, simply put, the Heat don't have anyone on their roster who's been the definitive best player on a winning team. Big man Bam Adebayo is an elite two-way player and guard. Tyler Hero is clearly gifted offensive talent, but there's not a lot of evidence to suggest either player could be a top dog on a playoff team. Now, I do agree with this statement right here. We've been saying this for a while now. Like, we don't know if Tyler and Bam can be that number 1-2 duo that can lead you to a championship. The front office is hoping that's the case, but okay. As this, however, trading for Ja Morant would give the Heat unquestionable star they've been in need since before Jimmy Butler was traded. Morant was the straw that stirred the drink for two Grizzlies teams that won 50-plus games earlier in the career. Number two. Well, before we talk about number two, so I get it, right? Like Ja Morant right now, it's pretty bad. Ja Morant's honestly regressing. And that's the scary thing about it because he just hasn't played well. The Grizzlies aren't a good team. And I kind of want to give him the benefit of the doubt in the sense of, when you don't want to play for the team, you don't play your best basketball. Like, you don't give it your all. He doesn't have a great relationship with the head coach. He says he lost his joy. So you're not going to be playing your best. Now, for number two, it says the Heat get, obviously, all-world playmaker. So this is the part I disagree, right? Because point guard Davion Mitchell deserves a whole lot of credit for how he's held down the playmaking for his Miami starting point guard this season. He's averaging a team high of 7.6 assists and dished out as many as 12 in one game. But Mitchell is not nearly the proven playmaker Morant is. Now, we're winning games completely fine the way that we are with Mitchell as our lead guard. Now, people don't look at him as our lead guard, like, well, people around the NBA and stuff. But he brings everything that you want, right? If anything, defensively, he's better than Ja Morant. You probably want Davion Mitchell closing games because he's just more efficient, right? But for the article, it says, for perspective, Mitchell is enjoying far and away the best playmaking season of his career. Yet the numbers of assists he's averaging is barely above Morant's career average. So this is just foolish right here. Like, I get it, but I don't really like it, right? It says another factor in what makes Morant a truly elite playmaker is his vision. He has the vision to thread needles. Now, that's true. That is true, right? He's pretty good. That players can't. Folks who watch some of the Grizzlies will know that he can often celebrate his prettiest dimes by throwing up goggles, sign and seemingly nod to his vision. I don't really like that reasoning. His trade value might never be lower than it is now. Now, this part I totally agree. I think this makes perfect sense. But if you want to talk about 3, 1 and 2, but 3, his trade value is very low. Like, you can rip the Memphis Grizzlies off and give them pretty much nothing and get Ja Morant. Like, it's not like you're trading your whole first round picks, Jaime, Jovic. You don't even got to do that, in my opinion. You might just have to give an expiring contract, maybe 1 first round pick, maybe, but it's super low, right? So it says, with the Grizzlies have just recently suspended Morant for 1 game and averaging a career low in his minutes per contest this season, his trade value might be an all-time low. And it is. It says Morant has plenty of down performances this season, which we'll talk about, but also showed enough in spurts to prove that he's still incredibly talented point guard. For example, he dropped a season-high 35 points against the Pelicans to begin the campaign and dished out 13 assists versus the Dallas Mavericks. Now, early in the season, he probably still didn't relate to coach, but it's early in the year. It's NBA. It's finally back. We finally get to hoop. So your joy is there. This is the Ja Morant that people are hoping that's still there, right? And then ever since he lost his joy, got suspended, doesn't have the greatest, connection with his coach, his play has gone down. So you can kind of look at those perspectives, right? But like I said, his trade value right now, I'm all for it. Like, you're not gonna find Ja Morant just laying down on the tree. You know what I mean? Like, it's not just going to fall down. Like, this is pretty good, right? Even if that made any sense. Hopefully it did. And then it says perfect for how Miami wants to play on offense. It says the Heat majorly changed their offense and senses that they're running in, and they play at a slow pace for much of head coach Eric Spoelstra's lead time leading the team. They clearly pay dividends as Miami ranks top in the league in pace and also second in points per game. Now, this is during the time, a couple games ago, but there's maybe no star player who would fit their team. Offensive style played better than Morant. So it says, considering Morant's great quicknesses and athleticism, he's always been a force to be reckoned with in the open court, which I do agree with. He averaged the most transition points per game of any player in the NBA just last season. With how much the Heat love to push the pace, Morant will likely get more opportunities than ever before the scoring the fast break. As a fast-paced Heat offense with Morant at the helm, something the fans of the team should be dreaming about ahead of the trade deadline. It's exciting to think about just how lethal Miami's offense attack could be with a floor general in fold. And then it says historical significance. So this is kind of their 5 reasons why they think Ja Morant would be a good fit. Now, let's just look at the numbers so far for Ja Morant. And I'm going to show you why I'm not really too interested. So as you see right here, right? Against the Thunder, 24 minutes of action, 9 points, 3 for 14, 2 for 5, 2 rebounds, 7 assists. Struggled dramatically. Against the Dallas Mavericks, 7 for 20, 21 points, 13 assists, 0 for 4. Against the Rockets, 17 points, 6 for 19, 1 for 7. Right? Against the Pistons, 5 for 16. This is the game he got suspended, I believe, right? And then against the Lakers, he struggled. So even the good games, or not the good games, and the games that he scored, good points, you can say, he still didn't shoot the ball well. His regular season average from the field is 37.9, which is his lowest in his career ever. And that's just not effective at all. His 3-point percentage this year is at 13%. 13% shooting 38% from the field. His points are still around the 20, which is a career low, as you see. I mean, if you want to go all the way back to 2019, 2020, right? His assist is still there, like his playmaking, let's say, brought up in the article. But this is unacceptable, especially in the postseason. Like the postseason, the games get slower. It's not going to just be all running and fast pace and all that stuff. No, it's not. It's going to be half-court offenses. They're going to force Ja Morant to shoot. And that's why, you got to have more, shooters around your star players. And I think the Miami Heat do have that. But just for him to be the lead guard and take Davion Mitchell out, nah, I'm not too. Now, if he falls for us for very, very cheap and we don't have to give up Tyler, we don't have to give up Jovic, Jaime, Ware, any of those players, even Simone, I don't want to give up really nobody. But yeah, let me know in the comment sections, what do you guys think? Do you guys want Ja Morant on the Miami Heat, especially with how cheap he is? Do you just want to pass from this? Miami Heat have been playing pretty well, even though, they're dealing with injuries with their best players. The Miami Heat are currently 6-4 and 6 in the Eastern Conference. So once again, let me know in the comment section what you guys think. Continue to keep liking, sharing, subscribing. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. And your boys out. Peace.